So I guess my main question for any skateboarder is why is there so much discrimination against Mongo pushers and mall grabbers? And for anyone who doesn't know what Mongo push or mall grab is, a Mongo push is when you use your front foot instead of your back foot to push. So you kind of do like a shift and weight kind of thing. And like mall grabs are basically when you grab your board by the trucks.
It's bad form. You would, if you went to a tattoo artist and they gave you really shitty line work, you'd be so bummed. It could have been like a great tattoo or a good design, but the line work sucks. So it's like, if you're grabbing your board or pushing Mongo, it's terrible form. I mean, you're ruining the lines.
I really don't see what the problem is with anybody who pushes Mongo or mall grabs. I mean, I could see where the frustration lies in seeing that, but like, I don't know. I do both, and I don't think it's really a problem. I'm still like better than the average skater today. So like, I mean, I just think it's opinionated.
So why do skateboarders hate on mall grabbers and Mongo pushers? I don't know. I think personal opinion, I just feel like a kid who's mall grabbing kind of represents the fact that, like, you know, he's not really a part of a scene. He's just, you know, he doesn't really skateboard. Because if you did, you know, somebody would tell you, like, you shouldn't really do it like that. Like, there's a certain etiquette, I guess, or, you know, that kind of comes along with, like, if you actually truly skateboard, you kind of know what your scene is. And, you know, if you mall grab, then, you know, like, you know, you're not really being true or being, like, you know, a real skateboarder. Mongo kind of applies to the same thing when you're pushing Mongo. Like, when I teach kids how to skate, and all the younger kids start out pushing Mongo. And that mainly because, like, that's the quickest way for them to get started and going, but it really doesn't give them much control, much ability to stop or time to even set up. So it's more of a safety thing. So, like, I try to stop them. I mark their bolts. And when I'm doing lessons, like, anytime, you know, I even tell their parents anytime that, you know, they're pushing Mongo to say something. Because, you know, it's like a bad habit that you want to get people out of.
Hi, my name is Christopher James Giannetti, and I'm wondering, why do you skateboard?
Why do I skateboard? It's something I could do by myself. You know, like, I played soccer and baseball and basketball, but all I wanted to do was skate because it was like nobody was telling me how to skate. It was telling me that I had to go here, go there. You know, you're just like you and your buddies doing something together, but individually. Just like the reason people play golf. You know, it's a mental game. It's and it's super fun, even though frustrating.
I skateboard because, I don't know, it's honestly one of the things that, like, I love to do most in this world. It's just like equivalent to loving somebody, you know. You love and hate them. Same goes for skateboarding. You know, it's something I could do on my own and something that I'm good at that makes me feel great. You know, it's like no other feeling in the world. That's why I skate.
I guess for a lot of reasons. It was, being a kid, it was your first sense of freedom. You know, like having your first car, being able to go places. Skateboarding, there's not too many rules when it comes to skateboarding. You kind of can do your own thing. You can do it with friends. It allows you to be creative. And also allows you to turn your brain off a little bit, and whatever's stressing you out through your day, you can just go push around. That's the coolest part about skateboarding is, you know, to live within the moment, you know, visit that creative side of your brain that you have that you may not have accessed all day, a stress reliever, and a good way to, like, challenge yourself, you know. Because nowadays, like, the tricks are getting bigger, and you know, there's a lot more money and reward for guys who are turning pro or good. But for guys like me, it's really just being able to like relive my youth, remember how fun it was, and to be at a certain age and still be able to do a few things like that's awesome. It's another way for me to also stay in shape. I feel like an old man when I can't skate, and when I can skate, like it just I have a better day when I skate every morning. So.
Skateboard because I don't enjoy other sports. I like doing my own thing, and that shit is just fun. Skateboarding is just fun as fuck. So that's why I skate.
What skateboarding company do you think represents the skateboarding culture?
Oh man, what brand represents skateboarding the best? That's really hard, man. I mean, I don't know if I would probably say Thrasher magazine. I mean, they've been around since skateboarding almost began and documented its progression, the fairest. I mean, it's opinionated in its certain aspects, but it's the fucking truth, so yeah, man. Thrasher's the truth.
So I feel like the brands that truly represent skateboarding are the shop brands. Each shop has their own scene, and when they come out with their own brand or a t-shirt or whatever, it represents who they are and their community. If you were going to talk about like the big brands in skateboarding, shoe company, board company, to not have to go specific, I truly believe that the board companies are the heart of it. It's what you ride, and it's the one thing that the pros make the least money on.
Why do you think it is that skateboarders talk so much about the state of skateboarding?
The state of skateboarding is a fucking wreck. I mean, what else is there to talk about?
Because that's what we do. Yeah, like what else? Everything else is lame for the most part. So.
Yeah, skateboarders don't seem to draw as much influence from other arts as other art forms do. Why do you think that is? And do you think that skateboarding becomes stagnant when not enough outside influence is introduced?
I agree and disagree with the question. I could see where the problem seems to be, and that's we're not pulling too many things from outside, but originally skateboarding, that's what skateboarding is made of. It's made up of all these elements of different arts and mediums, so that the culture itself is something that's, I want to say, like a melting pot in its own that brings all of these forms into one, and that one is represented by the skateboarding culture. So, we don't go outside of that because that's what it is.
So the statement that skateboarding doesn't draw from outside influence, I disagree with. I think for skateboarding to be as prominent in American pop culture, it has drawn from the changing times, the changing culture. That's reflective of the music that's in the videos, the clothes and style that the guys wear. So, yeah, I totally disagree with that.
Skateboarding draws influence from so many different art forms. I mean, from illustration, look at all the evolution of skateboard graphics. To sculptural things, like look at the ramps that people build, how people visualize the world is completely different when you start skateboarding. Everything becomes an obstacle, or almost, it's like such an art form in itself that it's impossible not to draw from other forms of art, because it's the way your mind naturally thinks. I think that's what draws people towards skateboarding. I think that it would be so impossible for it to not draw influence from other forms of art that it'll never be stagnant. Like, it's always growing and increasing in its like intensity and whatever. Yeah, skateboarding will live forever.